Welcome, boys and girls. Just want to invite you to our Unit 1 review right here. We're going to be talking about geometry to get ready for your Unit 1 test. So follow along and maybe you'll learn something, or maybe you'll just be reviewing something that you already know. Before we get started, we're going to do a quick review. And actually, before we review, a little treat for you.
Got nothing in my brain. That's what people say. That's what people say.
We're going to quickly review some of the vocabulary words. I'm not going to read them all to you, but these you should already know. We're just going to go over them again. So a quadrangle is the same thing as a quadrilateral, which is a four-sided shape. So think of a square or a rectangle or a trapezoid, any shape that has four sides. A polygon is a 2D shape with straight lines, and remember that was important that it has straight lines, and it's closed. Two important things. It has to have both to be a polygon. Obtuse angles are greater than 90 degrees. So if you think of the roof of your house, it's greater than 90 degrees. An acute angle is less than 90 degrees, so I always think of the video game Pac-Man and his little mouth. It's an acute angle. And then a right angle is equal to 90 degrees. So it's straight up and down, looks like an L, and it's usually marked with a box to show you that it's a right angle. Over here we have parallel lines, which are lines that don't intersect. So think about your train tracks, and if you just think about the double L's in parallel, that'll help you remember. Perpendicular are lines that cross at a 90-degree angle, and I see that I made a mistake, so kind of like your right angle up there, a perpendicular line is a right angle because it crosses at 90 degrees. Okay, and then the last one is intersecting lines. It's any lines that cross. It can be also line segment, not just lines.
That's what they don't know. But I keep cruising. Can't stop, won't stop grooving. It's like I got this music in my mind saying it's gonna be alright.
Alright, so we're going to keep on cruising and go back over circles for our review. If you remember, and remember, it's not drawn to scale, so don't expect it to be, because I'm not drawing it with a compass. A circle does not contain the interior parts. It only is the outside part, which is really just made up with a bunch of endpoints. Remember, and I'm going to keep going all the way around just so you can see. Remember also that the center of the circle, you can use the center, the exact center, and take a ruler and measure it out to a line on the point, a line on the circle, and that will give you your radius, like 2 centimeters. If I were estimating, 2 centimeters would be the radius of my circle, so how I got to the center point, or how far it took me to get to the center point of the circle. Also, we had concentric circles. If you remember, concentric circles are like target or like a bullseye. They are circles that, two important things, share a center, and they never intersect. So don't forget that about concentric circles. And also remember that the radius of a circle, or each of the concentric circles, gets bigger. Excuse me, the farther that you get out. Non-concentric circles are pretty easy. If you think about the number 8 turned sideways, these circles intersect at points, so that means that they are not concentric because they intersect, and it can be more than one point. So think about our Venn diagram. It's a really bad Venn diagram, but you get the picture. Where it intersects at a couple of points, that means that it can't be concentric. It has to be non-concentric. One thing I wanted to review, and this should be a review from last year, but if it's not, you will definitely need to know this. Congruent means same size and shape. So if you're asked to draw a congruent figure, if you're asked to draw a figure congruent to that square, you would just draw the exact same square using a ruler, of course. Or if you were asked to draw a congruent circle to this one, you would draw the same circle. So congruent just means same size and shape. One of the things I could tell that we were getting confused on was labeling lines. So I want to review what the line labels look like so you can remember. So let's start first with just a line segment. Remember, a line segment has two endpoints. If I wanted to name that line, I would say that it's line segment A, B, or it could be line segment B, A. Remember that the little line segment that you draw over them doesn't need endpoints, but you have to make sure that you have that symbol to show that you're naming the line segment. Alright, the next one is a line. We'll call it line AB. And this looks pretty similar up to our line segment, the names. So we're going to name it. It's going to be a little line. And this has the points, or not the points, it has the arrows to show that it keeps going forever and ever. So it's line AB or line BA, because these are the two where you can switch their names around and it won't change. Okay? But remember that the last one that we talked about, which is array, has one endpoint with a line that keeps going on and on forever into one direction, like we said, that laser beam. And this one can only be labeled from its endpoint. So it can only be labeled ray, and you're not going to have an endpoint on the little symbol above it, ray AB. It cannot be ray BA. It can only be this one, ray AB. It has to start with the endpoint always. One last thing that I wanted to go over before I let you go is concave and convex, because I still notice a little bit of confusion on this. Concave, remember we said, was caved in. So if we have a shape that looks like maybe a crown a princess would wear, or a king, it just shows that it is caved in, or that word means that that shape is caved in. That could be a concave polygon, because it's still a closed shape. And actually, I have to make that a straight line, but it would work, and it would be a concave polygon. A convex, you know what, and I'm going to do that in a different color. I'm just going to write over it. Convex polygon, or a convex shape, means that it is curved out, and not necessarily with a curved line. It could be a shape like a house. And because that shape part is popping out, it's curved out, it is called a convex shape. And it is a convex polygon because it has straight lines and it's a closed shape. I think that'll be it for now, guys. I just wanted to give you a quick reminder. So study your review now, and don't forget,
Shake it off. shake, shake, shake. Shake it off, shake it off. Shake.
All right, don't forget to shake it off for your test. I know you will do great. Just study and relax, okay? I know you'll make me proud, and you will definitely make your parents proud. I'll see you tomorrow in class. Don't forget to go over your review. And if you have questions, mark them down on the side so before we get started on your test, I can answer those questions. All right, have a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.